Is that mic wasn't good evening. Is this okay? Good evening.
Good evening.
Just begin by saying this, that if we could rewind the clock and go back a couple of years, maybe into the beginning of the early Christian church.
Thank you.
And I happen to be the daughter of Herod. And Herod was celebrating, and he would ask me, what would you want? I would have said to him, the head of the guest. The head of the guest. The guest never ceases to amaze me. He never ever ceases to amaze me. And anytime he stands to talk about Sierra Leone, it's like he is teaching. It's just this kind of memory stick for us. And as he was recounting again the story of how the Leone and Rogues Eye Hospital started, I was just amazed. And each time he speaks, he brings in new things. I have admired you and I continue to admire you, Dr. Guest. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And every time Dr. Guest goes to Freetown and he says to me, Bishop, can you come to Kisii? I want to talk to you for a while. I said, oh my God, here he comes again. And Dr. Guest will literally put me to school. And he will take a mental tour with me, historical tour of the eye hospital. And I remember one of those times when I came with all of my development. I was just building here, we built a new Kisii maternity center here, and we are doing that. So one day, I said, Bishop, let me just tell you the story. I appreciate all your development, but do you know that there's a portion of this land at Kisii that does not belong to UMC? It belongs to the eye hospital, and that you have encroached on that land. Then he says now, from the western part of the compound, you see the stream? All the land over here belongs to Kisii Eye Hospital. Please, Bishop, I beg you, don't touch it. And so he will go on telling me story after story. But here is one thing. Every time Dr. Guest goes to Sierra Leone, he will say, this is my last time. I am not coming again. And he has told me that 4, 5, 6 times. And so the last time I said to Roger and Rani, I don't trust Dr. Guest anymore. And true to my word, by the time I want to think about it, Dr. Guest was in the plane. And he was in Freetown. And he said again, this is my last time. But I'm here to trust him. We want to give God the glory for your life, Dr. Guest. We want to give God the glory for your life.
Let it go to Calvary.
Hallelujah. And when you go, please remember me in the kingdom.
Bless you.
So, on a more serious note, it's always a pleasure. I've always felt so blessed, so enriched by my presence here among you anytime we meet. You have been a source of great encouragement to me. When I look at people like Dr. Guest and Esther and others around this room, in the very early stages of my own development in the Sunday school, the Harvard School, I just will always give God the glory. And I thank you for all that you do. You see, I've always said in Sierra Leone, God said to us in the Great Commission, go into all the world. But you all have chosen Sierra Leone as your world. And that's where you focus. And it's amazing the numbers of lives that you have been able to touch through the diverse ministries that you do. And I come here today on behalf of the Sierra Leone Church to say we appreciate you and we love you. And thank you so very much to each one of you. The other day, a week ago, I was passing through and I happened to go to Gallo Memorial Church, Gallo United Methodist Church, in my 91. Like you want to go back to Sierra Leone and see Gallo. Very warm congregation. That number has tripled since you last sent about the $2,000 to do some renovation on the church. It's almost a brand new church now, and the congregation have now been challenged. They have done the parsonage. They have totally renovated the parsonage. I passed there and I was surprised. And the DC superintendent told me, Bishop, Reverend Gallo challenged us. He's thousands of miles over there as an old man, and he sent us 2,000 to do that church. We have taken the challenge to do the parsonage. And that was a very good thing to do. So, thank God, praise God for that. But coming back here, I'm not really prepared. I was thinking I would be able to do some slide, PowerPoint presentation, but I apologize, I'm not able to do that. Rather, I will just really go through a few of what I want to share with you here, a few of what we all have done together, and what I think we all look forward to do. In 2008, in December, at the Central Conference, West Africa Central Conference in Liberia, I was elected as Bishop of the church, and the Episcopacy Committee of that Central Conference assigned me to Sierra Leone to serve there as Bishop. And that's our policy. And so, at the annual conference in 2009, in March at King Memorial, in my maiden Episcopal address, I presented to the entire conference a 10-year strategic development plan. I did that on purpose because when I went to Sierra Leone after serving 8 to 10 years as a missionary, and I went back as bishop, everything seemed strange to me, completely strange. And I thought that if we could just go ahead doing business as usual, it would take us nowhere. So I wanted to lead the people into the future. And so I presented a vision that later became known as Vision 2020. And in that vision, let me just highlight a few of those things that we said we were going to do between 2009 and 2019. I found out that all of the pastors in the conference were not on a permanent salary. The congregations will give any pastor what they are able to raise. And so pastors were getting up to, in those days when I went over, they were getting up to $20 a month as salary. So ministry or pastoral work was not anything one would look forward to. And so it was difficult to have pastors in the conference. So one of the things I challenged the conference to do was to ensure an equitable salary structure for all clergy. And not only that, but to also centralize the payment of those salaries from the conference office. And that salary was made available to all pastors who are in full itinerant ministry, full-time pastors. And that was one of the goals. It was a little challenging. We tried it for the first year, it didn't work. The second year, it didn't work. Because churches were just reluctant to do that. But by the third year, we succeeded in putting in place a salary structure based on qualification and years of experience. And so up to today, all pastors across the conference now get their salary from the annual conference, sent directly into their account. And every pastor is now sure that at the end of every month, he or she will get his salary no matter where he was serving. Because there were discrepancies in the salaries. What we call here the inner city churches, like in Kim Memorial, in Freetown, in Bo and Kenneman, they were paying far higher salaries than churches in the local communities. But once we put in place this structure, there was a change. Many young people now started to come to Upper ministry because they were sure that at the end of the day, they will have something to take home. The second one was to engage in a robust leadership development initiative. I took over the conference with only 3 people that had a master's degree in theology. And I think that was, Dr. Reverend Tommy, Mrs. Not that she has not even come yet, but there were 3 people with masters. The rest were certificate in pastoral studies. And so when we sent these pastors out to attend annual general conferences or international conferences, they couldn't fit. They couldn't fit at all. So we decided that at least we'll have to engage in leadership development. And over the years, from 3 pastors who had masters, today we have 35 pastors with a master's degree in theology in 10 years, and we have up to 54 of them with bachelor's degree. And the rule is, across the conference, you don't become a district superintendent or a pastor in a senior church, in a big church, if you don't have at least a bachelor's degree. So that became competitive. And today, if you went to Sierra Leone, we have upgraded the academic and professional standards, not only of our clergy across the conference, but also of other conference workers. The third strategy was to ensure free housing facilities. The Book of Discipline talks about free housing for ordained clergy as long as you're serving full-time. Many clergy at the time I took office were being driven from homes because they couldn't afford the cost of rent. And so it was an embarrassment to the church. Again, we are able to put that in place, and today every United Methodist pastor serving in the church full-time now has free housing. If they will have pastorages for them, we will pay their rent for them. Then also the fourth one that we said we are going to do was to expand the presence of the United Methodist Church to include all the 12 political districts. At the time I took over, we were only in about 5 districts across the conference. And today we are in all of the 12 political districts. We are now in Kwenadugu district, far north to the Guinea border. We are now in Port Loko, we are in the Cambia district, we are in Pujem, and we are in Kailan. And so from 2009 to today, we are now present in every area in the country. Wherever you go, there's a United Methodist presence. The interesting thing is that one of the flourishing news stations has been in Kailan district, one of the most remote districts in the Far East, and that I have enjoyed working with Judith Banya, who came into this country, spent some years and went back, and I thought I would appoint her as the Associate Director for Evangelism and Church Development. But Judith said to me, Bishop, thank you so much for your offer, but I would prefer to go into the village and work. And Judy had a master's degree, not only in theology, but also in counseling, in a very remote village in Bawala, has so much transformed that community that we now have about 16 new churches, congregations in that area, and we are building one of the best schools, and that is very close to the Liberian border. So we're hoping that at this annual conference, Kailan will become a new district and Judith will be appointed as a full-time district superintendent. The next one was to build new schools and rehabilitate dilapidated schools across the conference. I took over in Sierra Leone when we were just emerging from the scourge of war, the rebel war, where many, if not most of our schools were destroyed. The school furniture were used as firewood for refugees and internally displaced, and the buildings were destroyed. And in the last 10 years, we have been engaged in intentional rehabilitation, and I'm happy to say that most of our schools that were once so dilapidated are now one of the best schools across the country. We also, in Vision 2020, plan to expand and improve on our healthcare delivery services across the conference by rehabilitating worn-out infrastructure, training and hiring professional health workers, and putting in place robot health boards to run the day-to-day management of our health facilities, and ensure that only potent drugs, high-quality drugs, are being dispensed in our hospitals. For many of you who have been in Sierra Leone, you know that there are a whole lot of fake drugs across the country. Dr. Guest knows that very well. I know Ruja knows that. Fake drugs that are manufactured behind the houses in Nigeria and in India, and they are being poured into Sierra Leone. One of the things we have tried to do is to purchase our drugs directly from IDA, and they sell those drugs, and our drugs are among the best in our hospitals. Rotifung happened to be one of those hospitals that was destroyed during the war, completely destroyed. But by the grace of God, with the help from some friends in Norway, we have been able to develop and completely rehabilitate Rotifung. We now have a staff of about 15, a full-time medical doctor, and one of the best health staff that we can find. And Rotifung is the only hospital in the whole of Sierra Leone that will boast of 24-hour electricity supply. The whole of the country, because we have a massive solar system that will work during the day or so, and then we also have a 25 kVA generator that will can shift as they operate. And we in the last 6 months, Rotifung have been able to do, Dr. Guest, up to 35 surgeries. 35 different surgeries that have never been done before. We also committed to improve the quality of life of our rural communities, where the United Methodist Church operates through our community development program, such as providing clean water, toilet facilities, agriculture, and construction of schools. One of the reasons for health hazards in Sierra Leone has been attributed to poor sanitary environment in our communities. No toilet facilities, our people go into the nearby bush, into the coffee plantations behind the house and do their thing, and the chickens and the goats and the pigs will all go and feed, and they come back into the village and then make with people. And also people drinking from the same river that goes through 4, 5, 6, up to 10 villages where they do everything there. And so, in many of our village communities, there are eye health problems, there are a lot of diseases. So what we have done over the last 10 years, in a few chosen communities that we use as a pilot, we now provide them toilet facilities. Depending on the population in the village, we provide them with clean drinking water, and also provide them with schools. And finally, we also, in Vision 2020, we also had a vision of establishing a United Methodist University. And I'm glad to report that through the generous giving of Sierra Leoneans and the huge support we received from our mission partners in the US, Germany, and Norway, we have established the first school of the United Methodist University, and we have named that the Bishop Rina School of Theology at Leicester Peak in Freetown. We have on road currently 25 students, 13 of them enrolled in the Bachelor of Theology program, and 15 of them in the chaplaincy program. And it is our hope that by 2020, we will be establishing a graduate program for us to offer a master's degree. Chaplaincy happens to be one of the most exciting programs. We hope to train chaplains to be able to serve in all of our schools, to engage them in hospital chaplaincy, and so that at least in our hospitals, we have the spiritual aspect going together with the physical healing, so that we provide a holistic ministry to our patients. So in the last 10 years, the entire conference, including you present here, and our many partners, have both embraced and galvanized around this vision. Together, we have ceaselessly and prayerfully worked around the clock to achieve the hopes and aspirations of Vision 2020. Some of you in this room have spent countless hours, days, weeks, and months traveling across the Atlantic and investing thousands of dollars to engage in various life-changing ministries in Sierra Leone. Through these many engagements, the United Methodist Church has not only become the largest Protestant denomination in Sierra Leone, but one of the leading religious organizations in the areas of education and health. At the coming 2019 annual conference session scheduled for January 24 to 37, our goal will be to fold up Vision 2020, and I will also present to conference a new strategic development plan that we again call Vision 2030. I may not live in office to the end of that, because somewhere in the middle I will be retiring. But let me briefly share with you some highlights of what our priorities will be in the next 10 years. And I've always decided that every year or so we have a set of priorities through which we will all galvanize, and that will help us to focus, to do more intentional ministry. Among the list, the priorities will be health. We want to promote abundant health for all in keeping with the Global Health Initiative, especially for children, and also establishing and expanding life-saving and health-promoting measures with special attention to the economically vulnerable. Our goal would be to transform our health system into a robust and state-of-the-art health delivery system. So to this end, we will focus on the following priorities. 1, we will continue our program of promoting best practices and effective and efficient health delivery services, including the maintenance of the highest level of patient-friendly environment to keep our hospitals very clean. And for that matter, every patient that has gone to the Kisi Eye Hospital and the Kisi General Hospital have always come back reporting that those are the 2 best hospitals in Sierra Leone in terms of cleanliness. They said, Bishop, you go to those hospitals, you will not even smell one odor of drugs or the kind of smell that you see in other hospitals. And so we want to maintain the highest level of patient-friendly environment and standards of hygiene and sanitation. We will also focus on strengthening our health facilities to include conference head boards and local management committees and employment of qualified health staff and training, both formal and informal opportunities for all our health personnel. As I speak, we are talking about the program at Kisi, especially the Kisi Eye Hospital. CBM will from year to year send us professional medical doctors, expatriates. They will come for 2 years or 3 years, as the case may be, and then they leave. But after studying that for a while, it is not sustainable. We appreciate CBM for all that they do, and they have done a great job. But sending those expatriate doctors for 2-3 years is not a sustainable venture, especially as we look into the future. So one of the things we're trying to do is to recruit, train, and employ a Sierra Leonean medical doctor who will be working with the other doctors as they come. And I want to thank God that through the Central Global Vision Partnership, we together at CBN, we have been able to identify a medical doctor and eye surgeon who is now in training in Ghana. And we hope that in the next 2 years, he will graduate and he will come back as a permanent medical doctor to make sure that we achieve sustainability in that hospital. We also want to ensure that we maintain the highest level of Christian discipline among our health staff in partnership with the Christian Blind Mission. We will establish a 5-year pediatric eye health care program at Leone and Get Eye Hospital in Kisii. We have about $1 million project that we want to bring in. We have signed all the MOUs and we're only working in a few things. Hopefully before the end of the year, that program will begin. And then in collaboration also with the Central Global Vision Fund and Emory University Hospital, we plan to establish a research center at the Leone and Get Eye Hospital at Kisii, focusing primarily at Roger, as Roger was reporting, focusing primarily on vitreoretinal eye care. It is hoped that with these two programs, will phenomenally transform United Methodist Eye Health Program and position the hospital as a regional center for eye care in West Africa.
Amen.
In preparation for this huge transformation, Central Global Vision Fund is effectively carrying out a major rehabilitation. I had Roger and Leone saying a small rehabilitation, but that building is very costly. It's not really a small, that's a huge rehabilitation of the old surgical building to create a brand new modern eye surgical space and also accommodation for research teams and missionary doctors who will be visiting the hospital from time to time. I don't know whether Roger and Leone will want me to share this, but I have no secret, and I'm sorry if I'm embarrassing you. But the good news is, Roger and Leone said to me, Bishop, we want to make prolonged stay in Sierra Leone. We want to retire and see how we can be there to work with you to develop eye health care. And I think that is most welcome. I want to thank you for your sacrificial service to the United Methodist Church in Sierra Leone. In partnership with Helping Children Worldwide, in partnership with the Global Health Wing of the General Board of Global Ministries, we are working towards transforming the UMC General Hospital in Kisii, Freetown, into a modern health delivery system by constructing a new 2-story building with a comprehensive surgical, radiology, and physiotherapy department. This will position the hospital as a major referral and leading healthcare provider in Sierra Leone. So you see, our health program is number one. For many of you who have been to Freetown, you know the big building that we used to call the Urban Center. That building has just been wasting over the years. But through partnership with Global Health, GBGM, and by the way, I serve as the Vice President of GBGM, and so when we were there, we were able to turn the tap in the right direction. Here you call it lobbying in this country, not so? Yeah. You call it lobbying, so we lobby to have that. And we are hoping that that building will be complete by December, and by January, we will dedicate that building. Already, all of the infrastructure and equipment are being purchased. So by December, all of that will be going over to Sierra Leone. In partnership with Helping Children Worldwide, we are also working towards transforming the United Methodist Mercy Hospital in Bo into a modern health delivery system by constructing a new 2-story building with a comprehensive surgical, radiology, and physiotherapy department. This also will position the hospital as the second largest health facility in the entire Bo Township. So we are working in the area of health so that in the next 5 years, if not shorter, our health system in Sierra Leone will be one of the best in that country. In partnership with Mission of Hope in North Carolina and our friends in Norway, we have not only rehabilitated and made operational the Road Hospital, but we are also engaged with an expansion program aimed at the employment of full complementary health staff, constructing doctors' quarters and housing facilities for nurses, and a nutrition program. Already, the Road Hospital is one of the few health facilities, as I've shared with you, that has a 24-hour sustainable electricity supply in the country. And then we come to education. We will continue to work to pursue our United Methodist University development aspirations. The goal is to establish 3 additional schools, including the School of Community and Allied Health Sciences, School of Agriculture, and School of Development and Professional Studies by 2020. We are not sure whether we will achieve all of that by 2020, but we are working towards that. As in the university development document, our goal is that the United Methodist University will become a leading center of academic excellence, research and human resource provider, not only for Sierra Leone, but for the West Africa sub-region and beyond. In the areas of secondary and primary education, we will focus on rehabilitation and strengthening of schools rather than on construction of new schools, except where really necessary. New schools will only be constructed in the new mission areas in Kujau, Kailam, Cambia, Konadugu, and Port Loko. In Freetown, we will work towards relocating the United Methodist Secondary School for Girls at Sakila Road to a more safe location at the Star Houses complex in Kisii. Those of you who have walked around Sakula Road where the girls' school is, often and again, the vehicles will hit the girls. We have very prolific accidents taking place. And so we want to relocate that. We have a very spacious compound that was willed to the United Methodist Church by the former president, Shaka Stevens, and we have all of this vast expanse of land, and we want to relocate that school there. So that is one major program. And our new idea is we are looking forward to persons who are willing to support us to fund that, and we will name that school in the honor of the person that donor chooses to name. It's a girls' school, and it's the second United Methodist girls' school in the country. We will place